Smoky Mountain rain keeps on falling. Come. She's somewhere in the Smoky Mountain rain. Copyright. Ronnie Millsap is coming after me. Fudge. Sickles. Good morning, America. How are ya? This is Brian King SD slash the worst guy on the planet slash best guy on the planet slash the best guitarist in the world slash like literally slash is the best guitarist in the world. Well, Max and slash and Max and slash. What if you had a little bit of slash and a little bit of Max? I would take both of them. I would take one of them. I would take the other one. I would take whatever music I could get out of any of those gentlemen. Oh yes, and I would like to shout out the best people in the world. Candace Owens, obviously. Oh my God, did I forget about fucking Ian? What the hell, bro? Cancel Ian Carroll. Somebody. There's so many, but I mean, it's so weird how you only have heard of who you've heard of, you know? And if you don't tell people, then maybe they'll never know. I mean, unless you're like one of those people who gets a kick out of other people's suffering and you enjoy the fact that other people don't know about Candace Owens and don't know about, Baron Coleman and Ian Carroll and Coach Colin. And what have we got? The animatrix herself, Fleet. And then, I mean, I don't know if Fleet and Darth are like secret lovers or something, but those guys should get together. I'm just saying. This ain't the news. What's up? Call your girl Fleet up. What's up? I wanted to remember the comedian's name who did the oh my God, it's the ultra viral Schmerica Mert parody whiteface video. You know, he's like a bearded, good-looking, very healthy adult black male, fully pulling off the blonde Schmerica to, I mean, fully, like, in your head, it's how you think it could be. It's even better. And I can't think of his name for some reason. So, but he doesn't need. I don't need to plug that guy. That guy needs to plug me. Yo, my dude. You never heard about me before? This is credential free trucking, bro. Entertainment. Opinions. Commentary. And occasionally eyewitness testimony. My last video, it impacted me greatly when I saw that maybe 7-year-old English girl, or that's just my opinion. I'm sure I'm offending someone greatly right now because her accent is clearly from a very specific region and I do not know what it is, and that region has every right to be pissed, but I try to promote love now and kindredness, and I'm not really into like, let your kids shit in a cat box kind of openness, but I really truly in my heart am in the school of everybody has the divine spark within them and everybody is worthy of at least giving them a shot if they want to be a good person in your life or not. So don't matter if you're gay, if you work in the CIA and kill good people all the time and don't tell anybody and think it's funny. I mean, you're welcome here too. And you probably were one of the first ones here, to be honest. So thank you for being my biggest fan and my number one relentless supporter and observer. And that's a good subject to get in actually right now. I was wondering if I was ever going to run out of ideas, but there's so much in the world going on. There's no shortage of subjects worth mentioning that somehow I think the people that work in the news industry, like the reporters, I can't even think the right word. They must just be really busy. I think there is a lot of they are still putting the final touches on the John Benet Ramsey stuff. So you got to give credit where credit is due. It takes a lot of effort to get a story complete and done. And there's just not time for all these. I mean, ideally, journalism, that word that I was looking for, journalism typically, I guess by definition, but like a loose definition needs to be kind of, it like runs in parallel with like time. So if there was something that happened like a million years ago, it would be probably better to not report on it and report on something that maybe happened like today or yesterday. But some reporting, hey man, you got different kinds of music, you got different kinds of reporting. Some people like to focus on things that are completely untrue. Some people like to report on the imaginations of their bosses. As funny as that sounds, but that is like a class you can take in almost every single school in America. Maybe around the world. I bet you France. Hey, did you know that France and the word penis has been in the same sentence more now than ever in history? France, penis, same sentence, more now ever than in history. And do you know why? Well, if you do, it's because Candace Owens, that was just full Candace. Well, Pierre, what's the guy's name? Well, all the people that didn't get killed, that investigated that, need like literal 5,000-ton memorials out of lapis lazuli made after them on the tops of mountains, because it is that incredible, in my opinion. But instead, what they'll do is they'll build some school, and they'll eventually figure out a way to steal all the money out of it, and then they'll fill it up with Iranian girls, and what happened? I don't know. Did you push the button? I thought that was that guy that pushes the buttons. No, we got the AI pushing all the buttons. I don't know. At least it wasn't white guys, you know what I mean? So I gotta edit that out. I gotta reread the YouTube. Hey, you know what? I do think I'm going to I think I'm gonna have a reoccurring theme, because as ironic as it is, my views, like literally every opinion that I have in life, I've never had a friend before, you know what I mean, that shared so many views and opinions as the executive department of YouTube. I think that if we were to meet face to face, we'd be like instant homies, you know what I mean? Just dabbed up, you know, like pulls out of his back pocket like a fucking sandwich with exactly everything I like on it. It's like, yo, I thought you might be hungry, homie. You know what I mean? And I'm just like so thankful that I found out, because I absolutely zero sarcasm. I owe my life to YouTube, because I was never going to get any kind of an education any other way. And if it were not for YouTube, I would be, I mean, let's face it, guys. I'm probably like at least the 6th or 7th person that the government would call if they needed like to figure out how to, you know, scientifically engineer something or whatever. You know, I'm not that smart. I'm not really a genius or anything. And before YouTube, holy moly, we're talking like, you ever seen a roly-poly? So thank you, YouTube, and I'm so blessed that we share many of the same views, not all of them completely. I mean, that is very convenient for me. So thank you. And I hope that you guys are doing well and that everything's going good up there. Thank you. So yeah, you know, I didn't even know little girls were flammable, to be honest. I thought that they were more along the lines of like flowers that you would want to, you know, build a fence around and water and don't let anything bad happen to them. And then all of a sudden, I didn't even know. I thought flowers smelled good, but apparently, and you know, I thought that you know, it was mentioned that I don't think I could ever be the gal or the guy that would have to marry somebody in like a Hollywood like role play thing in order to infiltrate and commandeer whatever that person had worked for, and I pretend to like them. I pretend every morning when I wake up to smile and say, yes, please put your penis in my mouth. Yes, oh, more. And then, but really you're just like, one of these days you're gonna get a microphone situation where there'll be some fragments of that thing, but I mean, prove it, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And you know, and never even think of that penis in your mouth, touching your tongue, any of that ever again. You're just that committed and rehearsed. And I thought, you know, it couldn't even, I mean, how could it be topped? You saw it on TV, you still see it on TV. She's out there, sparklers and glitter and everything. But, you know, I think when you really start looking at things, and is it not Trump? Or, I mean, it's not Cash, or it's not Bongino, for sure. Fucking, you know, who's the guy? War secretary. I'm a secretary of war. So you mean, like, the army calls you up and, like, has you, like, take messages for them? Is that what it is? They give you messages, and okay, that's what the secretary does. I get it now. See, you know, it's not quite like a doctor's office, but it sort of is. Oh my God. Have you had the best time ever with Tim Dillon lately? This guy, he said some things that literally, I think people are just waiting for him to say the next thing, and they're like, oh, I'm tired of clipping this guy. It's just too fucking good. But what did he say? Oh my God. I love how he repeats himself when he knows he's like chiming on the right chord, you know? He's like, yeah, over and over. Oh, he was making a commercial. That's what I wanted to bring up. Ladies and gentlemen, I know this will be a surprise to you, but not even one sponsor has hit me up yet saying, hey, you know what? We, similarly to the executives at YouTube, almost exactly verbatim believe and have the same ideas and the same conversations that you do. Like, we are literally the same. It hasn't happened. I don't know. I don't know if that happened to Tim Dillon or if maybe he's just got some like inside connection because he's really like an op for Israel or something, but you can't take that off the table. They've infiltrated everything else. I wouldn't even like think twice about it if I found out that to be true, but it's probably definitely not. He has found a new way to do advertising that is notable. It is absolutely notable. He started telling this story. One of his advertisers is this kind of like picture frame that stores all your pictures. In fact, you know, that might not be a bad sponsor for credentialed free trucking advice. Credentialed free trucking advice. Maybe that's what I'll call it. I don't know. Is it free advice? Is it free credentialed advice? Or is it credentialed free advice? Free of credentials? I don't know. Because you can't really say on YouTube. Because if you do, you're like parallel symbiotic relationship with certain people that are, you know, shot callers, big ballers, 20-inch blades. They, because the goal is obviously extreme fame and fortune. So why would I want to shoot myself in the foot? Why would anybody do that? You know? Picture frame, right? So he's like, you remember Pop Pop, right? He's like, oh yeah, you remember that picture of Pop Pop? and he's like, he's doing all the voices, right? So apparently it's his whole family. There's like this young man who idolizes Pop Pop. Pop Pop never could do any wrong. And then the sister's like, but he did like push Mom down that one time. He's like, no, he didn't. Shut up. And his mom was like, Pop Pop, he was a pedophile. And how he brings he ate babies and was a pedophile and raped babies. Oh, you know, if I'm gonna do a plug, I can't have to go back and edit it and then start over again. So this picture frame that was a sponsor for one of Tim Dillon's hilarious episodes, he has stumbled upon a new style of advertising that is notable and is going to be one of the defining creases in his khakis, so to speak. This man, he's talking about this picture frame. He's like, you can get 25% off the Tim Dillon, / beautiful picture frame. I can't remember what it's called, unfortunately, because it's probably pretty nice. He's like, I hang the picture on the wall, and it's like, everybody loves memories. Who does not love good memories? And sorry. And he says, he's like, oh, look, there's Pop Pop. Oh, Pop Pop. You remember when Pop Pop was, and then he does all the voices of the people he's imagining, and he's like, yeah, but Pop Pop used to hit Mom. He's like, no, he didn't. He never did that. His mom would be like, yeah, he was totally drunk, and and they're just going off on this Pop Pop character. But this one son or grandson, he just his memory of Pop Pop just cannot be changed. But there is no justice that I could do this, you guys got to look this up and tell me in the comments or something like what he said. 'Cause I can't remember exactly, but I do know it was freaking hilarious. And he's going on like 15 minutes with this sponsor. That is what it's about, people. I mean, that is playing the game. That's playing the game. And he was like home running it. And he's just going off the cuff, you know, which is very latitudinal. You know, that company, you know, if you're going with the Candace Owens, you're going with Tim Dillon, you're going with you know, an Ian Carroll, there's got to be some latitude in your dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so you know how YouTube is, how they, you know, their ideas are very, you know, orthodox, and without of which many people would not be able to function in a decent society. Well, you know, there's not much latitude, and you know, what would you call it? Discretion. Personal discretion, I would say, is at a minimum over at YouTube. And you see what we get from YouTube is, I mean, it's the best. Over at Tim Dillon's show, they're like, yeah, we're on YouTube, but we can also have latitude. We can like be latitudinal and still be on YouTube. What the heck is wrong with that? And that's why, like, instantly when I said it, I already knew YouTube was thinking it. What the heck is wrong with that, right? Cha-ching! But YouTube is the reason for the season. YouTube knows when you've been naughty. It knows when you've been nice. It knows what you did last summer. And it also holds the keys to everything that you want to know if it hasn't been deleted yet. And that is why I want to dedicate this episode to YouTube and the fact that I am able to have these conversations, not only because the platform still exists, but because the platform did exist for me to learn so many things that I always wanted to know that, you know, allegedly I saw on YouTube. And, you know, back then, like the execs and the way that they operated YouTube, totally different vibes. I don't even know how they kept the thing together, to be honest with you. It was like a freaking show of the S word. And it was like an S show. You know what I'm saying? Like, how these guys were they even able to dress themselves and show up in the office every day? Like that kind of, it was like, you know, the Sam Bankman-Fried, like every single person that worked at YouTube was Sam Bankman-Fried, essentially. Thank God it has evolved and refined itself into the machine of precision that it is now. And, you know, I can't speak for everyone in the world, but for me, we align like two bugs on a rug, like two bees on the knees, something like that. It's like salt and pepper. It's like Beetlejuice and Beetlejuice. It's like it's like Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman. You know, I'm Dennis Rodman in this one, but YouTube can be Dennis Rodman in the next one, and I'll be Michael Jordan. All right, it's kind of like that. We have this ability to, like, they know what I'm thinking, and I know what they're thinking. It's pretty cool. It's like having a big brother and a little brother at the same time. So this little girl who was, I don't know how she came up with this story. It's ridiculous. And it's old anyway, you know, and you know how journalism is best done like within at least like the same era as the news that the journalism is journalisming. So when you're journalisming this one, like the journalism, like it was like 30 years ago. Who the heck wants to see this now? Like, I'm sure that they showed it like on every station every day for like months until they were able to apprehend all the wrongdoers and put the world back in its rightful order, like naturally. So, and the skulls of the babies, she said, were fashioned together like body armor. And one of her female school teachers, with some very inappropriate piercings, I might add, on her privates, the little girl said, 20 baby skulls she counted just on this one school teacher's outfit. And there were, I don't know, dozens or a dozen of the other fictionary, imaginary people in this dream that happens over and over and over again for this little girl for some reason. And they all had this sort of thing. So because it's not, like she said in the beginning, I didn't want to kill the babies. And hey, I did not want to kill the babies, but my dad puts the knife in my hand and he holds my hand though. Listen, the knife is in my hand, but my dad is the one that does it, and he does it like this. And it's not that fast. It's like a medium speed across the neck, and in the cupboard. And there's this guy who she's having this fever dream of a imaginary conversation with. For some reason, he's interested in hearing it. I don't know why you want to hear this. But it kind of looks like a cross between a guidance counselor and the Verizon guy 30 years ago. He asked her a lot of questions at times where you almost don't want to hear him ask a question because you want to keep hearing what she is saying. And he's like, well, what cabinet? She's like, and they take out this big white bowl. And it's up in the cabinet, and also this silver goblet, and this big white bowl catches all the blood, because the baby's hung upside down, obviously on the nail on the wall. And he's like, what wall? What nail? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, and so and so, Mr. So and so, the Mr. Fix-It guy around our school, he put the nail in there with his nailer, with his screw nailer, and it's not rope that the baby's hanging upside down for naturally. It's some sort of like cross between fishing line and something else. Why? But this Verizon guy / guidance counselor, he wanted to know where in the room that cabinet was, what color the cabinets were, because he paid a lot of money to learn these techniques, and somehow he never read that book, Sigmund Freud and the Jewish mysticism, I believe is what it's called. And he didn't realize that it's just psychiatry was apparently engineered just to cover up certain acts against family members who have different organs than you do. So the baby's upside down, the blood's going in. Did I say blood? I don't know. I think it's probably just like flavor aid. I mean, babies are pretty much milk and flavor aid and giggles, and powder, baby powder, the kind that doesn't give you cancers. Uh, so she's telling this story as if it's like true. And this is like 30 years ago, so freaking who cares, man? Like, that shit probably doesn't happen anymore, you know? Like, and I'm sure that all these people that were doing this got caught. I mean, I would imagine in jail for like ever, if they probably just got their heads cut off in front of like the whole world on live TV, or maybe they were like given a microphone and like put it under their shirt, and they were going to give a speech about how sorry they were that they did this, all these babies, and that microphone just like, you know, and all of a sudden, you know, it's just fragments of plastic everywhere. But like, we don't want to show too much of that kind of plastic stuff on TV, so you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You smell what the Rock's been cooking. Sorry guys, I will fix this problem someday. But it's actually kind of a little quirk and feature. You guys like Doug DeMuro? He's like, this is a 2022 Freightliner Cascadia. I'm going to show you all its quirks and features. But except for, you know, these skulls were actually like real babies at one point. Oh, you know what she said that caught my gander? She said that the social services lady, as if this 7-year-old kid even knows what freaking social services is anyway, but just hear me out here. Just give me a chance. Because I saw this with my own eyes on TV. So it's real. And it was on the internet. It was on TV and the internet simultaneously, because there's this DJ / superhero named Darth. Because, you know, people who are doing the news right now, like, they didn't do it right. So Darth is like, oh, well, I want to tell people the news, but like if I say it's the news, then they might think it's this crap that like doesn't do its job. So this is not the news. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not the news. Like, if you were to type that into YouTube, and there would be like his videos right there, dude, almost exactly like other artists like Candace Owens and Baron Coleman and Coach Colin. Like, if you type their names in, similarly, their profiles and videos come up. I don't know. I think there's like some sort of a conspiracy how YouTube works. You know, it's like I just turn it on and it tells me what I want to know. I thought that's what it was. I didn't know you could just like search for stuff and you can thumbs up it. Like, do not, hey, everybody, stop what you're doing. Put down the baby. Like, take the baby off the nail. Put the white bowl back in the cupboard. The cupboard that's in the center of the kitchen, not the kitchen where the school lunches are made. This is a different kitchen. Do not like and subscribe. Do not share any of these videos. Like, I do not want this getting out there, okay? This is not information that needs to be circulated, because the proper credentialed journalists, they're on the case, bro. Like, do you think I'm really going to be able to do it? I didn't get the credentials to be able to tell the story of what happened at all. Like, I probably told it so wrong that people died somewhere because of it. Now, I certainly would not be happy if that were the case. But at this point, I mean, we just got to wonder. We got to leave the journalisming to the professionals. But just between me and the rest of you that still are there, this particular baby came from the social services lady. And the social services lady also has piercings on her private too. Weird, right? Like, that little detail, I was like, oh, yeah. See, this little girl, she must be like a Mozart or a Beethoven, how she just knows to keep going back to these points that connect and give validity to her obviously made up out of thin air story that, like, come on. Every little girl tells these stories pretty much every freaking day to every freaking buddy. Like, is there not a little girl that has not told you something similar? And eventually I'm going to learn the exact accent and where it's from and where, what that, that area that this little precious, she's a sweetheart. I genuinely mean it. Like, she did not want to be a part of this situation that she was in. But, what are you going to do? Like, your dad is putting a huge knife in your hand and slicing a baby who came from social services neck. So the flavor aid will drain into the white bowl and then scooped out with the silver goblet to be consumed by those with the privates with the piercings on them, allegedly, perhaps. And I was just like, man, if I haven't heard that one already today, tell me something I ain't never heard, And it's like, what the heck is going on with GPS here? What's up, guys? Go around, guys. Can you squeeze by? Can you go by? Go ahead. I've got to double check this thing. Make sure that we's on the right page. Now, what happened? I guess I am. Well, good. I'm not lost. And some people are not lost. I am. But God, what a precious little girl she was. She's probably like 80. She's probably 80 years old. Oh, how about that beep? Hey, does anyone work at Freightliner as an engineer? I would just like to say, bro, there's not enough beeping, man. We need more beeping over here. We need more cowbell up in this motherfucker, man. This thing ain't chiming in enough. So, she's cute. She's got a sweet little voice. And she's telling this story. And she's asking herself in the back of her mind, why does the Verizon guidance teacher keep interrupting me and asking me the details that have nothing to do with the obvious dead baby that came from social services lady hanging from a nail in the kitchen that is not the kitchen that the lunches are made, even though the lunches are made with the meat from the babies, but it is a different kitchen where the cabinet is. Why does it, is the silver goblet on top of the bowl or is it on a different shelf? Like, motherfucker, I'm trying to tell you what happened, and you just keep interrupting me, this poor little girl. And the 20 skulls. And you know how I found out about it? I wasn't watching the news when I found out about it. It's amazing because I'm sure that it was plastered all over the news whenever it happened, and they caught all the people and they, appropriately disposed of them all in a way that let everyone know that this will not be tolerated on planet Earth or any of the other planets or objects that we know of in the universe. Like, obviously that's what happened, and that's probably why people don't really bring it up, because it's like, dude, you don't remember that? Like, we don't even have to talk about it, because if you do, then it like brings it back up, and we're past that, dude. And then all of a sudden, all of these files start coming out where you're like, dude, I wonder if some of these people are in on this weird stuff, And it's like, allegedly, this is, what if the guy who's like in charge of everything, has time. Like, he probably doesn't even have the time to worship the devil. You know what I mean? Like, who could run the world and worship the devil and kill babies and eat babies? I mean, there's not enough hours in the day, man. Like, look at Elon. Like, Elon, this guy's running like 11 companies. You know, he's you know, creating stories of things his kids said about vehicles that aren't in the future yet and why they don't look like that we're living in the future and all this shit. Like, dude, who has time to worship Satan? Much less Baal or fucking Reshkagol or, you know, what's funny, you know, side note, do not ever, please, do not share this video, do not like this video, do not subscribe to my channel, because fame and fortune is not in the cards for me. And I really don't want this information getting out. It's volatile. It's a little rough around the edges. It might make someone have a conversation with a school teacher, guidance counselor that looks kind of like the Verizon guy for some reason. And I mean, you know, it's just too much. You know, he's gonna start asking where the fucking cabinets are, and she's gonna be like, "Motherfucker, the cabinets are not the point. It's the dead baby hanging from the nail." This fucking point. And then, you know, and of course the leaders who are being accused of associating with this sort of like ritualistic sort of, you know, harvesting of certain chemicals that happen to just be in these young, living, beautiful babies. I mean, you know, it's just like a growth inside your stomach. I mean, it's not really like a baby, you know, it's just like a fucking object that you could either get rid of or could watch graduate college and take care of you while you're in a nursing home. It's pretty much the same thing. And these guys are running the country. Who runs a country has time for this sort of extracurricular activities? I'm sure that is one of the things that are on the list of the people to ask before they let this person be in office. Like, okay, do you worship Satan, and do you eat babies, and, you know, is adrenochrome in your back pocket right now in a vial that you're gonna either drink or inject in the bathroom with other famous people as you know, mock and enjoy the pain and suffering of others? And that's like the first question on the fucking test to be the president. With the time constraints of a busy president, with the limitations of satanic worshipers and paraphernalia to be on Air Force One,
right onto US 60.
It's just inconceivable to think that you know, the leaders of the world could be involved in such an elaborate, made-up story designed to throw you off the scent of getting your vaccine, you know? So, I mean, okay, if this was true, this is probably what it would look like. So all of these leaders, and I mean, I say leaders like with the air quotes, you know, like the earmuff air quotes, because like they all show up at these places every once in a while where the real leaders are at, but like, you know, I can't really say who those guys are because I nobody knows. And like, they're not bankers, they're not like war manufacturers, and they're not like they're not even interested in control or money or anything like that. Like in this scenario, this is totally different from that. But the world leaders show up at these sort of parties where they're all, you remember that one movie producer, he made that some pretty good movies, and then he died making this one with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, and Eyes Wide Shut, I think is what it was. And then like everybody's wearing masks, and then they're telling you to, get yourself raped in the butt by something, or else they're gonna steal your kids or something like that. And everyone's like, where the freak does this guy get this kind of information? This guy must be a total whack job. And every statement that he made about why this movie needed to be made, it seemed like it was very important to him for whatever reason. Oh my God, please don't hit that rock. Oh my goodness. I didn't hit it because I'm a good driver. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. This video was brought to you by State Farm, Lamar, Colorado. Anna Carrera. How do you say your name? Anna Carrera. Anna Carrera's office. Anna Carrera, State Farm. Brought to you. But do not share this. Do not like this. Do not spread this around. It's like filth. It's kind of like a dirty magazine that you found in a tent in the woods with some like cigarette butts around it. And the cabinets are not the point at all. And the nail, and put the nail in the wall is not the point. The fishing line or the rope, or that is not the point. Guy never asked about the piercings. Verizon guy did not say, hey, can you hear me now about the piercings? Didn't say it, didn't mention it. But and you know what, to his credit, it did make the conversation seem more credible, because by asking those questions to someone who was making a story
half a mile, then right onto US 60.
I know, that's what I'm talking about. I'm turning right. To ask all those questions, seemingly, arbitrary, is to vet and, determine whether or not this person is a trustworthy storyteller of fictional information that did not happen, and never was on the news, and never was anybody ever caught or punished for that horrible made-up story. That, how those people over there in Ireland and freaking Britain or wherever the hell this chick is from are, dude, they make up these kind of stories every day. It's like, dude, shut up with the dead babies already. You know what I mean? I know. I'm having a dead baby for lunch. Like, what do you think? That's just how it is over there in Britain and England. You got the Tommy Robinsons of the world who are, out there fighting the good fight for the Israel.
You're right onto US 60.
And, hey, you know what? Candace Owens released some new merch. She's got this shirt that says, I think it says "Not Dying for Israel," something like that. Like, where does this chick come up with these ideas, man? She just like, that's like her, and why isn't anyone saying, well, what type of material is that shirt made out of? Which cabinet can it be found in on your website? No, nobody says that, But to this little 7-year-old girl, and if it wasn't for the news from This Is Not the News, I never would have saw that with my own eyes. Not even once would I have been able to say anything about that sort of fictional information that allegedly took place in this girl's imagination one day, and she decided she was going to go tell somebody and blame her dad for helping her and her little brother slit the necks of babies, human babies, that came via social services. Oh, and you know what? One last thing. She said, the people think that they're giving their like the people who can't afford to feed and clothe their babies and take care of them, they call social services and they think that the baby's going to a family, but really eating that baby. And we don't even want to, but we have to because the piercings in their privates are telling them to. I don't know, but they got skulls.
In 2 miles, turn right.
Baby skulls for days. And the guy asked where they were, and she told him. And but you know, I'm sure that a police report was made and that people were arrested because we live in a just world where you have to extinguish evil everywhere it exists because evil is like a leaky roof. If you have just the tiniest little leak in your roof, it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but that is going to ruin your house. And this earth and this universe is our house. Now, it could be argued that, the universe is polarized, because it is, and that when you have a, like a 64 tetrahedron grid in your mind, if you forgot to put like the exact opposite facing 64 tetrahedron grid in your mind and interconnect them and slide them in such a way that they spin both of them completely opposite of each other and make sure that they are perfectly polarized. And then that way you can understand that the empty space that we are told about is literally more electricity than the universe could ever use at any given moment, permanently, just right there. And there's more than one of those things. They're like, it is the fabric of reality, like the energy. Have you ever stuck your hand out the window when you're going really fast and it's raining out, and how the rain that usually feels so good on your hands, how it freaking hurts like hell? Well, that's kind of like what the universe is, maybe, in my opinion, at this moment in time, which is, not news. Imagine electricity whenever we see it, how it's like, it's moving really fast and it's angry and it wants to hurt you and it's really bright and flashes of light. Imagine if that is because it is really the only thing that's standing still, and everything else is moving so fast that when you see the electricity, it's not moving, but you're moving. It's like sticking your hand out the window going 1 billion miles an hour, and it's pouring down rain and hail, and people are throwing pennies and dimes at you. I don't know. Just a thought. But one thing is for sure, those shirts in Candace's merch bin in her book, Make 'em a Sandwich, I would read it. I tried to order it, but I wanted an autographed copy, and I really didn't have the money for the whole thing at the time. So, I'm just kidding. I'm balling. But can you believe how crazy this drive is? Oh, look at that waterfall. Let's see if we can get that in here. Okay, hopefully. I have no freaking idea what state I'm in right now. Oh, snap. Might be Tennessee. Might be Kentucky still. I do not know, but it is gorgeous. I'll see if I can pull over for you, because I care about y'all.
Bear right.
Bear right. Don't bear wrong.
Turn at the first left onto Crow Creek.
Oh shit, I missed my turn, bro. I'm fucked. Oh no.